This year, I began to notice on YouTube more and more videos talking about AI slop, spotting AI writing, AI slop channels, complaining about AI slop in history videos. Most recently for me was the dismay in the comments section of a Korean War with Indian Idol video where the thumbnail seems to have been partly generated using AI. Why do people react this way to AI art? I have tried to articulate it for my own benefit, and you might find it helpful. I will limit my discussion to the use of AI in creative things, novels, videos, art, music. AI can be very good at certain things, parsing data, making templates, etc., functional things, not original works. I will limit myself even more to videos, but the broad points should still stand for novels, music, and art. The first reason why people might object is a sense of dishonesty. AI is marketed as a labor-saving device. It streamlines processes. It saves time. This presupposes a process. If you need to wade through data, forms, tables, then sure. But that is not how art is made. It is not how creative works are made. Creativity is very unstructured. If I asked you to make this video that I'm making, do you know in advance what your process will be? You will only define the process after you're done. By then it's too late for AI to help. In about 1991, John Cleese gave a talk about creativity. The video is on YouTube. He laid out that to come up with creative ideas, you essentially need to set aside time to let them come to you. They might come or they might not. The unpredictability of the creative process seems to contradict what AI is for. You cannot streamline a process if it is free, floating, and undefined. Thus, to use AI in what claims to be a creative work is a kind of dishonesty from which people recoil. The second thing is that by using AI, the author imposes an inequality on his audience. The inequality emerges to the extent that the author removes himself from the end product, in this case a video. Take this example from my own experience on YouTube. This was a channel detailing top 10 deaths at the Olympics, top 10 deaths at theme parks, and so on. All the thumbnails were basically identical. I suspect that AI did the research, compiled the script, voiced the script, maybe even translated it into English first, and chose images and slides to match the script. It was the next best thing to having no human author involved. Where is the inequality? Consider the transaction we're having now. I made this video and you're watching it. Only you can provide me with your view. In return, only I could have provided you with this video. For better or worse, nobody else could have made this video the same way I did. We're kind of equal. In terms of our transaction, our relationship we're having now, I can't replace you and you can't replace me. But somebody else could have made that AI slop I just described. In fact, there is another channel just like it, and probably more besides. Anyone with the same templates and prompts could make the same video. If I did that, then suddenly I get something unique from you, your view, but you don't get something unique from me. There is no longer a relationship of equals. Why would the audience agree not to be equals? There is a second equality being violated. The author is also the audience. He makes a video to his liking. When it is good enough for him, he releases it. Thus, if it is good enough for me, it's good enough for you. That doesn't mean my video is good, but at least I thought it was. With the AI slop, to the extent that the author has removed himself from the process of actually making it, it was not good enough for him to make it. It was beneath him to make it, but it was not beneath you to watch it. That means that in this inequality, the viewer is beneath the author. Why should the viewer enter into that relationship? I think these are the main reasons audiences do not like AI being used for art, novels, music, and videos. It feels dishonest, and it feels like the author puts himself above the audience. All that having been said, the use of AI can be much more manual, involved, and unguided than it looks. Lindy Bache described this in his video on The Woman Who Waited. He got AI stock images, but still had to manipulate them into the finished product like he would normal stock images. Millennial Woes laid out a vision on his Substack where AI video editing gets so involved and precise that it would be used to make videos the way a word processor is used to write, not automated or streamlined at all. AI in 2025 seems to have landed in an unhappy medium. It is not sophisticated enough for Millennial Woes' vision, and yet it's not completely useless so nobody uses it. Instead, it is good enough to make slop that people hate, so that is what it does. It is possible that we're passing through the slop era of AI. Corridor Digital recently showed off some amazing AI-driven animation software. AI is advancing rapidly all the time. By the time we have really sophisticated AI, slop will be even more reviled than it is now, because it will be even less excusable by then.